What is up guys, Alex from Lakey Wargames here and welcome to today's video where today we're going to be kicking off the Slow Grow campaign for 2024 with our Middle-earth strategy battle game Elves of Rivendell Force. Welcome one and all, welcome to the desk for today's first episode of the Slow Grow campaign for the Middle-earth strategy battle game Rivendell Force. Now for those of you who may not know, last October in 2023 I moved house and now have to find a new gaming club local to me, which successfully I have found one that's not too far away, and Middle-earth strategy battle game is a really big game at this club, and it's something that I've had my eye on for a very long time. I used to play it back in the day when Lord of the Rings was first came out, and I really liked it, but back then where I lived not many people played it. Like, there was the initial hype rush and then it all sort of died down. Since then I fell more into 40k, Warhammer Fantasy, which then became Age of Sigmar, etc, and sort of Middle-earth strategy battle game just sort of fell by the wayside and I never really got back into it. But now that I've moved and the new local gaming club has tons and tons of players, it's a really popular game there. They announced that they were doing a slow grow at the start of this year, and I just couldn't help but take the chance, leap at the opportunity to jump back in and pick up some Middle-earth goodness and get meeting some new people, playing some new games, and adding another system back to my sort of feather in my cap, if you will, of games that I play. So today is just the introductory episode, and what we're going to be doing is I've already gone out and brought so it's now January 2024, and in the Black Friday sale at 2023 on Etsy, I found a really good deal of some 3D printed miniatures from a company called Davale Games, I believe it's pronounced. It's a Spanish company, and I found a seller on Etsy called Hammerline Minis, who are absolutely excellent, and I printed out, if you guys saw, I did a teaser trailer for this project to let you know that it was coming, and there were some sort of secret hidden bits in there, but today we're going to elaborate on them a little bit more. So let's peel back the curtain here and see what we've got. So in here, I kind of went a little bit crazy. I mean, I brought pretty much one of everything from the bloody elven army that Davale Games sells, and like I said, it was Hammerline Minis, which is a company based on Etsy that 3D prints models out for you, and I got kind of the Force in there. Reason is that the sort of the Last Alliance minis for me from Games Workshop are just so dated. You know, they're 20 plus years old. They're in sort of really limited poses. Like, I don't actually mind the miniatures themselves, but they're just in such limited poses that once you expand on a Force, it just feels like you have the same model in the same pose like 20 times over, and I really hate that. And Games Workshop now have such sort of diversity across all of their ranges. So like in Age of Sigmar, you know, not everyone always looks the same. But Lord of the Rings is one of those, because it's not so popular, I guess they don't really want to chuck the money into it. There's obviously the whole licensing thing. That's a whole nother topic for another day. But yeah, that's why I decided to go for some 3D prints, and then as I go along the way, I can put some Games Workshop stuff into it, and the whole collection will be good to go. But this had Hammerline Minis had a really cool Black Friday sale, where everything was like 15% off, 20% off, I think. So I just couldn't say no. I do have a little list at the top here, which you would have seen in the teaser trailer, but I will put something up on the screen so you can see a little bit better what we've actually got in the box here. Basically, we have sort of 6 of each of the warriors, so these are some really cool sculpts. Try and get that to focus on in there. We've got like 6 elves with spears and shields, and we've got 6 lots of elves with swords, elven swords and shields. We've got 6 lots of elves with just swords, no shields. Then I actually ended up with 10 archers. This is another really cool thing. So when I ordered all of these guys, there was only 4 bows in the box when there was supposed to be 6. So I contacted Hammerline Minis, and down here, in a separate box that they sent separately. So you can see the archers are just down here. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. But they actually only sent 4 instead of 6. So I just asked them if I could have the other 2 sort of printed out, and they sent me another whole load of 6. So I paid for 6, and I've now ended up with 10, which is really cool. So we've got some extra miniatures there, and I know that I don't know too much about elves in Lord of the Rings up to date this much, because like I said, my thing is almost from, what would have been 2004, so pretty much 20 years ago. And my experience with elves is, you know, Rivendell elves are known for their archery, so having some extra archers in the back pocket is going to be great. We've got 6 knights here as well. These are such cool sculpts. I really love the details in these, and I really love the printing from Hammerline there. Like, they really didn't miss out anything. And in the baggies here we have the sort of the special characters. So I've got Elrond foot and mounted, Glorfindel foot and mounted. We've got Gil-galad foot and mounted. We also have here, these are, I won't take them all out of the bag because there's also all the little bits in here. These are some Kingsguard. So when you use Gil-galad, you can pay an extra point to upgrade your elves to become Kingsguard, and they get more fight value, which is really cool. We've got in here, again, another day, another showcase. We'll get them all out. But this is a mounted banner, so we can do like a really heavy Knights force because we've got all the heroes. I've also got the twins. I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but we've got the twins as well, both again foot and mounted. So we've got a really nice mix here of infantry and cavalry, because I know a Rivendell Knights only force is supposedly really good. So we've got some knights. Once you start adding in all those expensive heroes, I'm sure we can make something good out of that. But again, this is a slow grow project, so I don't know when the first update is going to be coming out. In terms of the slow grow, sort of how many points we're going to be starting with, what the things might be. I know there's a bit of a narrative campaign, and there's like a hero. You get one unnamed hero who carries through your campaign, and there's a in-house kind of set of rules to be able to upgrade him as you go, which is going to be really fun. I do also have just down here, there's a banner unmounted, and there's also a captain, standard captain there. So we'll probably be using him as our unnamed hero. But again, I'm not 100% on the rules. I'm going to be reading things up between now and then. This is more of just a sort of a foothold. Let's see where we're going to go. And I really, really love the look of these minis. I'll try and put some pictures up, or maybe I'll do some showcasing videos as things get built, because where these are resin minis, I'm going to wash them all off, obviously, before that we get to the painting process, tidy them up, any sort of resculpting or anything that needs doing. But I've checked all these models over, and to be honest, there's no real like bubbles or warping or anything. The print quality is absolutely awesome. So I think just sort of a little tidy up of maybe some of the flash and little bits that need clipping off, and then just give them a nice sort of soapy rinse like we do with resin before we spray them, and we should be good to go. Now, I've thought of a little theme that I want to be going for here, and recently in Sigmar and 40k, I really love, I'm a sucker for, absolute sucker for snow armies, doing snow basing. It's something that I've tried doing less of because I find myself doing it all the time, but then elves and snow and bases just go so nicely. I didn't want to do like a traditional flowery meadow fields because I feel like that happens quite a lot. So I've got a couple of minis here that you guys probably would have seen before on the channel. This is my bone tie shrieker from my OBR, and you can see here how it's the sort of grassy tufts and snow and rock feel. It's something that we did for the last Middle-earth set of videos. Is what we're going to be doing for the Mirkwood spiders. I know I haven't done a video on those in quite a while. That was because of the hobby reset and re-going in with this slow grow now. So that's going to be really exciting. So we're going to steal basically this kind of idea, and it will also match the spiders when I get back to getting on with the spiders. So we're going to go for that sort of snowy, mountain cork-esque look and feel. But I've also brought from Gamers Grass, who is a company that I've recently started using, and I really, really love their products. But I picked up these blue and dark purple flowers, and I think these, with that sort of snowy mountain feel, we're going to find some tufts. I have these ones here as well from Gamers Grass, which is the light brown 6mm. I'm going to try and find some, they're 2mm, or as some people know them, tiny tufts. I've got beige, and I've got light green. Light green would probably fit better, but then these tufts are quite dark for the light brown ones, as you can see, compared to the light green. So I'm not too sure if I'll be using those in there. I think maybe we'll get some of the like dark moss tufts might look better. They're more in line with these light brown ones. But I'm thinking with these flowers, this kind of snow rocky base, these tufts, and maybe some sort of these sized tiny tufts, more in that color might match, although adding in some of those light green every now and then might be good to sort of for a variety effect. But I think that that will be the sort of basing scheme that we're going for, because in my head I need to do a test paint model. Obviously that'll probably be the next step once we find out sort of how many points we're going to be starting with and the rules of the slow grow, then I'll be picking some test paint models to be working in. But I've got in my head, just from looking at the models in the box there, I'm thinking of doing, let me just grab one and then we can have a quick look together. Here we are. So we've just got a elven guy with a sword and a shield here. What I'm thinking of doing is traditional sort of gold armor for that kind of nice elven royal feel. We're going to do some silver detailing, so maybe on like the swells, like on the shields just here, and maybe some of the trimming of the armor. We're going to do like silver detailing, so it's gold main, silver second, probably on like the chainmail bits, like in the bits on their arms and sort of between some of their leg armor that you see on some of the mounted riders. Then I'm thinking of doing like a nice deep royal purple, because it will match in really nicely with those purple flowers that we've got there. And then also on the gem part, so again, like on the middle of the shield there, any sort of jewelry and extra details, I'm thinking of doing those in a sort of nice royally blue. Things like belt buckles, shoes, etc. will be, and like sword handles and things will be in your traditional kind of browns there. So I'm thinking by mixing that sort of royal, purple, blue, gold feel, and then contrasting that warm sort of gold purple with the coldness of the base, mixing it in with those flowers, we're going to have a really nice thing going on there. But that is just sort of the plan that I have in my head for now, and the bases, not the batches, the bases to make them match. But that is about all for today. I just wanted to get this out here. It's the introduction video, so we've kind of got our plan where we're going. Massive thank you to everyone who's watched, liked, subscribed the videos, and a big thank you to everyone who joins my Patreon. You guys really help me be able to put this stuff out more often and pursue these projects. What we're going to be doing probably in the next episode is I'll be waiting for the guys on the local gaming club to put out the posts, so we know where we're starting, sort of how many points, what the restrictions may or may not be, and the kind of theme and feel of the campaign. And then we're going to jump back in and have a little look and see what that is and which of those miniatures. Any of you guys who play Middle-earth strategy battle game or anything like that, please let me know in the comments down below any advice that you might have, especially going towards a Rivendell force there, on what kind of direction I should maybe be looking at taking the force with those miniatures I have. I am happy to buy some more going on down the line, but hopefully, being a slow grow campaign, there's more than enough miniatures from that sort of starting force where we've got a little bit of everything. We've got bows, we've got spears, we've got swords, we've got heroes, we've got unnamed ones. Again, we can use them as sort of other things going forward. So, you know, like the Elrond miniature doesn't have to be Elrond, if, you know, at the lower points value kind of thing, and we can sort of swap them in and out. But yeah, we're going to see how it goes, and I'm really excited for this project, and I'll be sharing it obviously with you guys here on YouTube as we're going through those various different point levels and sharing all of my hobby journey with you as we go, and as I'm learning Middle-earth strategy battle game, and then progressing onwards. Once I've actually learnt it, got it down a bit, played some games, done things with the elves there, then maybe we can envelop into sort of more tactical guides like I do with my Age of Sigmar videos, and then we can bring that into a sort of Middle-earth perspective and put more sort of game tactics and guides and things out there, but for this different system I think could be really cool. But anyway, that's enough talking from me today. Trying to keep this a bit shorter because I know these introductory ones aren't the most exciting thing in the world to watch, but they're sort of integral, in my opinion, to getting that thought process out there for the project itself going forward. So then, say a year from now, when the project's sort of enveloped, then we know where the ideas started from and how we may or may not have changed them as we go. So thank you very much for watching today, guys. As always, stay safe. Happy wargaming.